Let's see. I don't have like a chatting screen. Yeah, it was a wraith. And now I am level 3. Yeah, so I got distracted. Draco, you were asking about things I theorize on in general. So that would be kind of like, so I kind of analyze things, and that can, honestly, affect my enjoyment of media. Because oftentimes I'm like, if you just use this ability, that, like, as a character who grew up or, like, has this ability in their day-to-day life, would probably not forget this ability. Everything could be solved. So then, let me get on a different. Well, I don't really have a screen to go on. Let's see. I'm gonna have to make myself a chatting screen. It might not get much use, but I'll change my title. Oh, it was you asking. My bad. You and Draco are the same color. I guess I got picked his name from a different line. One moment. Oh dear, what happened? Oh, that's what happened. Yeah. I suppose so. And then it's like, if, like, this ability set was real, like, what else could you do with it? This is the wrong area for that. What happened? Oh. I just don't want people coming in expecting Phasmo when I've moved on to something else, so I'm working on getting the name changed over. I guess I'll also close down Phasmo simply because it takes a lot of power, and then I'll give you the switching game screen, and then the title will tell people I'm not switching games, I'm just chatting. So knock on screen and title change. Let me get out of the category too. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I was just changing things over. And I was kind of muttering. I mentioned your name earlier because I thought you asked about my analysis, and it was apparently James who asked. Okay. So yeah, so I can get sort of mad at fiction and such because, like, so Harry Potter, right? And it's like, okay, so in the fourth book you learn age lines exist. So why the hell didn't Dumbledore set one over the third floor corridor's door of death? Like, why? Obviously, he has no care for their safety at all. You know, and then there's things like summoning charms. Like, what exactly? Yeah, Harry Potter is full of those. Like, what exactly are they capable of? Like, how specific can they get, or and what constitutes like an item? Like, can you use it to rip something apart because you summoned one thing and not the other? Like, okay, so I think maybe it's canon, maybe it's just theorizing that like the goblet, not the goblet, the golden egg, the golden egg, um, is theorized to or canalized to not like to have a spell that stops the summoning charm from working on it, right? But what if like you use that charm on something, but you use it on a box and there's something in the box? Could you summon the thing in the box and then you bring the box with it too? You know, what if it's like how does this spell work? Are you putting it on a concept like summoning this specific golden egg and then you just like, yeah, I want the gold. That is a part of that egg, but I want the gold, not the golden egg. You know, would that work? It probably wouldn't. The spells probably wouldn't be designed like that, but they could be. Yeah, and how's the traps so weak that a third year could get through? I would guess. Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, maybe Dumbledore was hoping to get Voldemort in prison by getting him stuck in front of that mirror, looking at his greatest desire, wasting away in front of it. Like, maybe that was his plan. So then he was also worried about, like, Voldemort having mental decline, and then he just continued. I don't know. Honestly, though, like, there's no way around it. Dumbledore is either senile or evil. There's no way around it. Yeah, not third year, first years. I sometimes say the wrong thing, and I'm thinking the right thing, and I don't notice. My words get mixed up, my typing gets mixed up. But yeah, correction is never a problem. Yeah, and then let's see, what are some other examples? One that's not so glaring as Harry Potter. My mind always goes blank when... Yeah. My mind always goes blank when thinking of, like, bringing up things. Like, you can bounce off of things really easy, but bringing things up myself can be a little difficult. I think they're mostly just random things, so I don't remember them enough to say. Let's see. Oh. So then there's not quite like contradictions, but then things like Lord of the Rings. I really think, sure, the ring cannot be destroyed. You should have encased that ring. You know, the amount of trouble you could have saved by it not being able to slide on people's fingers, and then like it may still be able to call to people. But if it's not a shiny gold ring, you're gonna have less problems with people wanting it. It's gonna be just like this hunk of metal. I don't know. You can start writing these down. Maybe. Yeah, I guess. Talking points for stream. Could be interesting. So I really think they should have encased that ring. And if it was encased onto its chain, like, or encased like, make the chain less fragile, okay? Less fragile. I mean, I know there's some magic in it slipping off, but like, I don't know. Give it less wiggle room, please. You think Longbottom was kind of underrated in Harry Potter? Yeah, honestly. I don't remember him much, and I think that's part of the problem. Like, they didn't put him in much. But he was a solid character, honestly. Yeah. And then there's also things, and back to ranting about Harry Potter, a subject I can get on very easily. There's things like the Fidelius charm. I think that, I don't know if that's pronounced it, but the charm that like hides a secret, and it's been used on places. So why wouldn't they just like hide Harry under one of those? Like, sure, it failed the first time, but that's because somebody betrayed them. Like, regardless of if you got the wrong secret keeper, you knew the secret keeper betrayed them. So all you have to do is set a trustworthy secret keeper. And, I mean, I guess maybe... No, it can be cast. It can be cast because they cast it on, Gremlin Place. You think you saw a theory on how Snape inadvertently, made Harry the chosen one by falling in love with Lily? Huh, how so? I don't necessarily see how that'd be relevant. Right off the bat. I don't remember the prophecy in its entirety, though. Oh, that's another thing. Prophecies. I mean, I'll give you a chance to answer. Neville's parents were kind of chads, if you know their story. Yeah, I agree, Draco. Yeah. Anyways, prophecies. Oh. Yeah. My sister walked in the room and broke my train of thought. Oh, okay. James. Like Longbottom also technically falls under Foretold, a boy born at the end of July to parents who defied Voldemort 3 times. And how is that relevant to the theory of Snape falling in love? Okay, if Snape fell in love with Longbottom's mom instead of Harry's, then Longbottom's would have been the ones to have had the love thingy cast on him. The love thingy casted on him. I don't know all the information surrounding that, I guess. Was Snape at all relevant in Lily's love protecting Harry? Oh, right. There's a theory, or there's the confirmation in Dumbledore's canon that I'm not sure I agree with, to be honest, that it was the promise he made to Snape. Is that right? Thus the spell rebounds and Longbottom becomes the chosen one. And since he went to Harry's first, then Harry would be dead, unfortunately. which is interesting to consider. Like, it's not just changing who's the chosen one. Harry would actually be dead if things went that way. Unless, of course, Voldemort chose at first because of Snape, but I think he was just choosing off of, like, what he thought was most likely. I'm not sure we have enough canonical information around that to know for sure. Yeah, anyways, prophecies. Ironically, I'm not sure Harry Potter prophecy has this problem. Because it's like, neither can live while the other survive. So nobody's confirmed who can win. But on other prophecies, you have somebody born to defeat the Dark Lord. Do you believe in fate or not? Do you believe this person is prophesized to defeat the Dark Lord? Or do you believe you have to shoehorn in their fate and like get them to do it, and it's not just gonna happen while they go about their farmer's life and serve the Dark Lord bad food or something? Because if it's truly fated, it's going to happen no matter what. No matter how much either party kicks and screams, or how much they just go along ignoring the prophecy, living their everyday life, it's going to happen. So, like, prophecies, as used in a lot of fiction, I hate them. Like, the people involved with them, not to mention just expecting a child to defeat your problem for you, usually. Out of curiosity, are we considering Cursed Child as canon? I have not read or watched Cursed Child, and I believe it was originally a fan fiction, so I'm not sure how much that can technically be considered canon for the main books. I would say it can be considered canon for any books written afterwards, but I also have not read those, to be honest, if there are any. So that's like a touchy subject, because the author published it, but it was not originally canon, and I don't know if she, like, made sure everything lined up, or if she just said, yeah, this is the way it is now, or, like, yeah. Or if the friend was close enough that she knew all the details and kept it canon, but I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I should get some music to play so I don't feel so awkward about being silent, too. That'll be for some other time. So why does Wiki cite JK as one of the authors? I don't know. I'm kind of citing things my sister said. It's possible she helped out, or it's possible I had some wrong information. Or it's possible they decided to put that in later, or she did some editing afterwards and they decided to list her as an author. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, she didn't write it. Yeah, okay. I can't search for Google like this. Okay. I will be right back. I need to refill my water. Alright, return, but she is heavily involved in the playwright. Just reading through this. Okay, so if they made a play off of Cursed Child, and she's heavily involved with that, but not the original book. Or is the book a playwright? The book wouldn't be a playwright, right? Yep, I was drinking some water. Salute. Yeah, so my brain kind of just takes fiction concepts and run with it, either in analysis or like, this could be cool if done a different way. Boom, I think it worked. Pretty sure the book was based on the playwright. Oh, interesting. So there's a possibility it was a play first and then was authored into a book. So then the play's information would be counted as canon most likely, and then the book would be a little more sketchy. That's fascinating. I didn't know that. Yeah, I think prophecies could be done very interestingly. Unfortunately, they're really only done one way, usually. And I don't particularly like that way of doing things. Apparently, the book is just the script of the play. Interesting. Hmm. And then I always like to you also thought Rick Riordan's thought how Rick Riordan did prophecies was interesting. I don't know names. Let me Google that. Author Percy Jackson. Okay, I have not read those books. My sister has, and I hear they're pretty good. Yeah, I hear that had different prophecies than usual. That didn't have like the usual problems. And the fact that the Greek gods were just acknowledged as just not in the right always helps a little. You know, it's kind of the way the author almost treats the situation that gets me mad. Like, I think it would be very interesting even to just do the same thing, but frame it in a way the audience really gets to see how messed up and like contradictory the situation is, or like the fear involved that makes people not trust fate even though they believe in it. They have one character who is fated to die along with this piece of wood they have. If it is burnt, so who's fated along with this piece of wood they have. So what the character does is carry around the piece of wood with them in a fireproof pouch. Okay, so if the piece of wood is burnt, the character was fated to die. So then they decide to just carry around the piece with a fireproof pouch. That is a pretty good system, I'll admit. I honestly say, go one step further. In case the fireproof pouch in some sort of metal that is highly unburnable. And then somebody can't just access the fireproof pouch and burn the stick. But I am into excessiveness. And I suppose there's always the measure of testing fate, getting something that's inherently hot and sort of flammable for a true encasing. But at the very least, like, sew that pouch up. You know, don't just leave it in a drawstring, sew the pouch up. But see, the philosophy's running away from fate often makes it catch up to you. Fair enough. One often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it. Master Oogway. That's a turtle, right? I never watched Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I think I have eventually learned his name. Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of old prophecies was literally the people trying to avoid the fate and thus getting the person mad at them and failing to kill them. So the idea is to strike a balance. Oh, okay. That's fair, yeah. Fair. That might, yeah, there's merits to that, sure. Though, on the other hand, if you're just fated to die when that piece of wood is burnt, don't like really try and avoid the fate. Like, don't try and get one over by the fate. Just be like, hey, I'll carry this around in a sealed pouch, and then when I'm 85, I'll burn it myself, and I'll die. So then it's like, yeah, your fate, it's sealed. You're not really trying to avoid it. You're just trying to, I suppose, control when it's set, but even if you're just like, it's from Kung Fu Panda. Oh no. I got it all wrong. I watched Kung Fu Panda as a child, and I remember not liking it for some reason, but I've never watched it again. And then I'm pretty bad at names. Wait, really? Nuts? Yeah, I was a small child. My family watched it, and I know I was there. I don't remember it, really. Should rewatch it? Maybe. I don't watch much TV, so I'm not sure I would watch TV that I specifically remember as not liking. Though I suppose that could give me a rant topic. Though that could be painful if people love it. Though maybe I'll be like, hey, there's not really much to rant about here. Or you just end up loving it. It's possible. I think I disliked it because, like, people were being a little bit of jerks, and then he was also, like, the main character was also kind of goofy. And I don't like goofy, like, laughing at somebody else's failure type humors. I don't know. Yeah, it really does limit my fiction options, to be honest. Well, that's about the opposite of the movie's message. Yes, I do know it evolved into, like, he was the chosen one and, like, he needed to embrace himself. But you have to go through, like, half of the movie with the other side of it. So you still have to sit through that. So it's not necessarily, like, I don't think it's a problem with the movie being bad. It's just, like, I don't want to sit through that. That's what made it compelling. Yeah, that's definitely fair. I know there's a big thing where it's like if there's no adversity, like why watch or read about it, but I'm not a fan of adversity, and I don't believe you need adversity to make something compelling or interesting or cool or enjoyable. Like, there's definitely different challenges, especially because humans have decided to well path the trap, pave the path of adversity writing, but yeah, I don't think it needs to be. And it really does. What's an example of something you like that fits that description? Let's see, something that's not adversity. Hmm. Oh, I do like a lot of concepts, and it's definitely a hard thing to run across. Um, hmm. I guess it also depends on your point of adversity, because I don't necessarily mind challenges. I mind how miserable it gets. I don't know. Like, what sort of media? Oh, well, honestly, I'm a bit embarrassed about my media takes because, uh, my problems with the over dramatized, despite, like, simple solutions or it seems unrealistic to the character, is that there's not many media choices left available. So I do generally watch a lot of animes that are often considered power fantasies, because then if there's a problem and I'm like, you could have just done that, then it doesn't really matter, because they're gonna fix it in a couple seconds with their overpowered ability. And that also, since they don't take themselves too seriously, that lends to a lot of different ideas. And then the music and the visuals can be nice, though that's a little bit less. So, like, I don't watch the mainstream anime, like, okay, I have watched some Naruto, but I haven't watched all of Naruto, and I didn't really like Naruto that much. Like, it has its ups and downs. I don't know. It's part of the problem with Naruto is they repeat things way too much. They just repeat things way too much, and I lost my place in the show, and it's not good enough to really rewatch. It's pretty painful. It's not necessarily bad, but it's so painful. So, and then I tried. Well, okay, so I haven't tried a lot of most of the animes. Well, I watched Attack on Titan. That's fairly mainstream, I think. That was pretty good. I didn't really finish the ending, though. It got weird. It got weird. um, I guess I kind of steered clear of most of the mainstream animes. I tried One Piece once, and maybe I should try popping in the middle because it was so painful back then. I tried near the start, and I was very surprised how long it's been running, that it's like a whole different type of animation. That's quite the opposite of the whole dislike of extreme adversity. Okay, so the thing is it's almost so adverse there that they don't need to drum up the drama, and like they don't have like they struck a good balance of empowering the people while also being like, yeah, like there's nothing to, you're gonna die, like anybody who's not a main character is gonna die. And then there wasn't a lot of powers that could have been like, hey, if you just used it this way, then we wouldn't have this problem. So yeah, I like strange things, and sometimes I think I dislike something, and then I see it done well, and it's good. Like, I thought I didn't like angst. I might always say that wrong. I don't know. But then I wrote some myself, and I was like, wait, that's angst. That's literally angst. And I was like, oh, so angst can be good. I just hate how they're doing it. I have not watched Mob Psycho. I tried to watch One Punch Man. I think it was fairly good, but I could not get past the splattering gore. Like, the look of the gore wasn't necessarily the problem. The splashes of the things falling down, ugh, I can't. Yeah. I don't like my things to be too gory. Which is, I mean, Attack on Titan kind of is an exception again, but I can look away if it's not a sound. If it's a sound, then you have to, like, somehow know to pause at the right time. I have not watched Mob Psycho. I can try it. Yeah, I'll put it on the list. I'll try it someday. Let's see. There. Freya Finn? Sleep well, Draco. Have a good night. It was nice having you. Freya Finn. Have I watched this? It's a weird name, so I wouldn't remember it. I don't think I have. I'll try it. Freyafin Beyond Journey's Edge. Let me put that down. Yeah. Also, let me put ourselves in the just chatting category because I thought this would be a really small segment and it's not, so I might as well make myself discoverable. Oh, I mean, that's possible. Yeah, I had another thing that I remember I liked, or what was it? I've lost my train of thought. What was it? Oh, Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I watched that one, and the gore at the end was really hard to get through. I mean, I say the end, but like the second, or it might have started at the second season, to be honest. But I did like that show. It was cool world building, like cool abilities, and like, I don't think they utilized their abilities much, but they also always kept it like uplifting rather than, oh, it's hopeless. No, I've got to pull it together. That's the kind of drama I hate. Yeah, so like the enhancer power is super cool because it can make water. Like one of the tests is like producing water in the cup until it shatters, which means you're making a substance. Like, can we, like, for the, I always bring it back to utilitarian uses. Like, how would this be used in everyday life? Like, can you just solve a clean water problem? Can you have infinite, well, I guess, okay, so it would be about, like, the strength of the caster, so you can't have infinite water in a desert. But could you just, like, keep refilling water and produce water in the desert and not have to, like, carry barrels of it or something? And, like, can that go further? Like, can you enhance the quantity of gold, or is this only water more? Because they didn't say you were, like, taking it out of the air for the water tests, and he seemed to produce way more than you could just take out of the air, and it's supposed to be enhancing something, so you're creating a substance there. And then, like, how far does that go? Can you create, like, your own blood? And then to get pretty gruesome on the matter, why use this power for strength enhancement? I think that might be one of the least effective... Hold on, I hear knocking. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This has been fun, James. Have fun. Have a good rest of day. Yeah. Bye. You take care too. Anyways, for anybody watching the VOD, I'll try and finish my rant. Then we're probably going to end. I guess lurkers too. Anyways, right. Using an enhancing power as just strength enhancement seems like one of the least effective ways to use the power. Cause, yeah, to get a little gruesome, if you can enhance water to the point it shatters a glass, what is blood mostly made of? And can you do that to your enemy? Just enhance the blood in their veins, and it's terrifying. And honestly, I also always wonder about, like, healing powers being used like that too. Cause, okay, honestly, healers don't get enough credit. Cause if you, like, I kind of hate that healers are, so like weak and like, oh, they can't do anything but heal. They're so soft and fragile. Cause imagine a foe you can't kill. Imagine somebody who's like fairly good at like attacking with a sword or a hammer or something. And okay, you're better at the sword than them, but they just won't die. They keep healing. They don't run out of stamina. Who's gonna win that fight? Like, if they're decent at swordplay, usually it's like blood loss or an organ wound that gets to somebody, not like chopping off a head. Sorry about the gore warning. The lack of gore warning. Anyways. Yeah, so... And then it's like, okay, so healing spells, right? But what is a healing spell really doing? It's, stopping you from dying of blood loss, that's for sure. So, creation of blood. I bring you back to the enhancer and not spell it out. Then there's things like cancer. That's an overproduction of your own cells, I think. So overhealing somebody could possibly cause a cancer-like effect. Or like tumors, you know? Usually it's more magical than that, but I would like to analyze the more physical and rule-bound parts of it. Yeah, And then, like, if you're a healer, I've never thought about this. I often think of things when I'm talking about them. Like, if you can just, like, use poisons, and if you can heal yourself, you might be able to use deadly poisons that nobody can be immune to in large quantities in which you're just committing to getting poisoned, but then you heal yourself, so it's fine. You just cast Cure, and the other person is smeared with poison because you, like, tackled them or, like, had it on your own hand and smeared it over. And, like, that's really hard to avoid, especially if that's not a usual tactic you know to look out for. Like, at the very least, the first person who employs these tactics are going to be super effective. Most likely. Or even just like throwing a bottle at them, like slushing the water, only it's slushing poison. It's hard to dodge liquid. It's like reinvent weaponry. You can like invent the spray bottle as a weapon of war, or like a squirt gun, and it's actually like a legitimate weapon that's terrifying. And then as this is a weapon, it would get more effective and less janky as you go along. So that's the thing that I really wish fictions would do. Like the things they make would change the world. It would change how things were developed. It would change, like, even if you're already developed and you have guns, it would change how some people develop going forward. Like, not everybody can afford bullets, or metal detectors detect guns, but nothing has to be metal if you use like a water gun or something like that. And then there's also a terrifying aspect of enhancers. And I think this is relatively reasonable for one to be able to do given the anime showcase. So, it's been shown he can break a glass through the rapid expansion of water. And pressure washers are known to be able to cut through solid rock. So, you just make a pressure washer like attachment, and you rely on the enhancement rapid increase of water, which is enough to shatter a substance, to spray it out rather than shatter the container it's in. I think that's relatively reasonable given the rules they've laid out in their own anime. And if you wanted to like make your own system, then it would be incredibly reasonable, you know? So I just really would like to see more unique concepts and like expansion logical deductions on how things were used. I really hate that most animes with magic and such still revolve around just like a fist fight. Like I don't care if their punches are shiny or you're basically still just punching them. That's not my interest. Yeah. I can't promise I'm not ending afterwards, but I'm gonna go fetch more water. I'm having fun, so I'll probably still rant on, but one moment. Alright, I have returned. I should probably invest in a bigger cup since I've been streaming. Though it's always good to get a walk too, I suppose. I say a walk, but I don't know, a trip upstairs into the kitchen. Anyways, I've totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, we were kind of closing an area, and this is awkward. This rant is just on the end of my Phasmo video. I think I can retroactively split them for the YouTube experience by highlighting both parts, the Phasmo part and then the ranting part. This screen is a little misleading, but oh well. Yeah, I suppose, should end stream, and, yeah. Let's see if we're rating or anything. Well, I don't know if I have viewers. They all went to bed. Let's see. Is there even anyone I would like to raid? And by the way, always go to bed when you need it, you know? Sleep is precious. Nobody I'm comfortable rating. Yeah, okay. All my VODs are on YouTube. I usually, split our sections. I might still split our sections. I think I can do it. So then you find this under its own video instead of the Phasmo video. And then I cut this off the end of the Phasmo video, and I just link them the rant at the end of the Phasmo video, because I always link what we switched to, or, well, I'm starting to always link what we switched to. I have not done it in the past. But yeah, I'm going through retroactively, slowly. I'm all scattered. I'm saying a lot. Right. Follow me if you want to find me again. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them in my Discord. General chat or world building and writing. I always leave out words or letters in my sentences, no matter how hard I try. So, writing is definitely a harder thing for me to communicate with and, like, order my thoughts with, but I'm happy to try, and we can always bring it up in stream if I see you around. Yeah, and, let's see. Right. Stream notifications go to Discord. My Discord and my YouTube is linked on my Twitch. I send all my VODs over to YouTube. And they're all in playlists, so it should be easy to find whatever series you're looking for. So far, I've never let a VOD slip past the point of recoverability, the 7-day window Twitch has. And I'm pretty paranoid about it, so I really hope that never happens. But it can take me a few days to get it over onto YouTube. But it will always end up there. Yeah, I'm bad at stopping things. I think I said all the things. No one to raid that I'm comfortable with. Maybe I should build up a larger amount of people to raid that I'm comfortable with. But to be honest, I'm get a little overwhelmed when too many people are live. And then I usually have, well, Milio's usually streaming around this time. I guess it's a little late for. They technically like stream 6 confirmed hours, but they often go later. Anyways. Okay. Yeah. I guess I just have to press the button. Bye, everyone.